Alright, so what we're looking at, we have two sets of 915 small block Mopar J head 340 360 castings. One set to set there with the bronze plugs. They have the 202s in them. And then this set over here has 188. Same casting, just a little bit smaller valves. Those of you that have been following along, I think probably know that I put the one set, the 188 set I put in 2023. I put those in a machine shop, like after Christmas. I did the same thing 2 years in a row. I put one set in, like in the end of January 2023. Then I took the 202 set in this year right after Christmas. And then each time, the guy had them 6 weeks or whatever. I forget how long he had these, but I feel like it was 6 weeks for both sets. So I kind of, dropped the stuff off. I let the guy have them for a while. I start calling him after 6 weeks. But I just want to talk about the cost of doing this stuff. I think we'll look at the receipts, what each set costs. So the 202 set cost me more. It actually, at one point, he needed to replace an exhaust valve. He said it was bent. I don't know if you see on his machine how it's polished on one end, not on the other. He said it was bent. He put a new valve in. The new valve is right there. You can see the difference. Both set of heads ran over a planer that resurfaced. You can kind of see how the surfaces look. Bronze valve guides were inserted. He machined the valve guides down to accept, I think they're Viton positive seals. So basically there's some commonalities between both heads. No port work was done. It's just stock. Both sets of heads have a valve job, 3-angle valve job. The the valves are polished. So it's just your standard resurface a sealing surface, valve job, machine the guides for the good positive type seals. No port work on either set because I'm building street driver engines, and trying to think what else. There's really nothing fancy done to them other than I just know they're good to go. So this 202 set, these are pretty gnarly. They were nasty. I popped one exhaust valve out, did a wiggle test, felt how loose it was, and I decided to put them in the shop. I wasn't going to bother cleaning them up, wasting my time on them after I felt how loose the one exhaust valve was. I was like, all right, they need it. And but now I got an extra set of heads. I'm going to just somehow oil them up, maybe put them in some kind of plastic, set them on the shelf. But we're going to talk about what it cost. So the 202 set, I got the bill here in some kind of plastic, set them on the shelf. But we're going to talk about what it cost. So the 202 set, I got the bill here. Let me look here. I think I dropped these off March 4th. I got them back April 12th. So what is that? A month and 8 days? I said 6 weeks. I might have posted a video about the day I dropped them off, or a short. But let's look here. So it says clean heads, install bronze valve guides, 3-angle valve job, surface heads, machine guides for Viton seals. And then the parts list, and it came out to $697.48. That's not counting the cost of the cores. I think I bought these heads for $280. So I got just under $1,000 into these 202 heads. Not saying that's good, not saying it's bad. That's all a matter of opinion. The 188 heads the year before, the let's look at what was done to them. The 188s here were, okay. I'm looking at receipts here. So I had my crank reground on this 340. That was $254. Same machine shop. The 188 heads, February 10th, 2023 is on the bill. I think I dropped these off January 6th. I remember it being right after New Year's. Install 8 exhaust guides. I think he just bronze guided the exhaust guides. He told me the intakes were good. 3-angle valve job. Machine guides for seals, surface heads. The 188s the year before were $493.96. You can factor in the cost of the cores. Let's say $200. $693.76. So, you know, let's just say I have 700 into these heads, the 188s. Like, if I was going to sell them, that would be in the ballpark. These here are 900 some odd dollars. I figured it to be 930 something. Let's do the math here quick. 697.48. Let's put 280 on that. 897.80. What would that be? It'd be 8. 697.48 plus 280. Let's say $970. Let's just round roughly just under $1,000, right? So $1,000 for rebuilt J heads. The top end will be tight on them. They look pretty good. You know what I mean? They're ready to go. Like I said, I think most guys will say $1,000 salty, but I don't know if the Speedmasters is a better deal for another $200 or $300. Some guys say they are. I think if you're racing, they are. You could take the aluminum, have it ported. A lot of the port guys don't like messing with cast iron. I know a guy that ports, and he says, "Don't bring me cast iron. I'm not doing that shit." But that's the deal. I bought these cores thinking they were good to go. They need a little bit more work. You win some, you lose some. Probably the 188s here. That I've had these heads for years. I probably had these 188s since 1993 when I bought my Dart. This was probably the better deal. I had to spend a little bit more money on these. But it's done. They're ready to go. I got 2 good sets of heads on my bench. It's really to the point where if you get upset spending $1,000 on this stuff, you probably shouldn't be doing it. So I spent $1,000, not all at once, over, actually it's more than $1,000. What did I say? Let's say $1,000 on these, but it wasn't all at once. The 687 was in 2024. The 280 was a couple years before when I bought the course. This here, almost $500 to redo the heads in 2023. So you could say I spent $1,000 at the machine shop across 2 years, plus 280 the year before whenever I bought these. I think I bought these during COVID, or 2021 maybe. I picked them cores up. Is what it is. I took the plunge on these, but I can move forward with my 340 build. That's all I know. I'm happy. My point of all that is, it's just what it is. I'm not going to sit around and complain about the money spent, because now I have usable heads. I don't have cores sitting around my shop. Let's see if we can get a look. See if we can just go down and see if you can see the difference. These are the 202s. The thing with the 202s, they always look like they're almost touching each other. .188s, there's a little bit more metal in between the valves. You can see it. 188s, 202s, 188s, 202s. So, and then the thing about this isn't so much the valve size, it's the flow at 500. All right, as I was saying, the thing about the 202s is it's more flow. The castings are identical, but you get a few more CFM of flow with the valve or open at 0.500 thousandths lift. If you ever heard that. So another thing is, how do I want to say this? I want to be diplomatic. I don't want to piss people off, but you know, I always cite the 4-inch bore. The 391 bore and the 318. If you put X heads, J heads, these big valves on, you run into shrouding, and possibly, if even high lift, the valve could hit the cylinder. At the very least, the valve's going to be right up against that 391 cylinder wall. You're going to have shrouding, and it disrupts your flow. So I had a guy argue with me that the 4-inch bore don't mean nothing. Well, it means something when you want to run 202 valves with max flow at 500 lift without shrouding the valve. So yes, you can put X heads on the 318. You're never going to get it to flow like a 340. The 340 just has the 4.040 inch bore. It's even 340 is bigger than 4 inches. There's a little bit of, I don't want to call it science, but there's really science behind this stuff. And when you get right down to it, mixing and mashing parts only gets you so far. But I'm rambling. I just wanted to post an update. I haven't posted a video in a while. I've been busy. My garage is a mess. But I am ready to move forward with this 340. The next thing on it is, I'm thinking about buying a CC kit from Summit, CCing these heads and writing down the compression volume of each cylinder. I have the stock 340 pop-up dome pistons. There's specs out there on that. You can do the math and figure out the compression ratio. And I have a degree wheel from Summit. I want to degree the cam in. It's just a Summit K6901 street cam. But I want to degree it in and get it in where it belongs. I may have to buy the performance timing set with the 4-degree offsets on the crank gear to get the timing degreed, cam degreed in. But yeah, just wanted to go over these. I've been meaning to make this video. I mentioned in the comment section that my heads are ready to go. I just haven't made a video yet. So here they are. These 188s, J. They're both J's. They're all J heads. They're worth keeping. And I'm glad they're there. They're done. Keep in mind, if you're in the boat I was, you don't have to spend the money all at once. But as you see, I drug it out over a couple years. But now here I am. I'm ready to move forward. And sometimes that's what you got to do if you're on a budget. But anyway, that's the deal, folks. Take care. Till next time.